Kings and queens, what's going on? And welcome back to yet another episode of Kicking It with Kay. Of course, it is your girl Kayla, also known as Lloyd, your favorite life coach. Yep, you guessed it correct. And I am joined on this episode by y'all already know who it is. It's my closest friend. Closest friend, how are you?
What's going on? I'm alright, doing me, moving and grooving, shucking and jiving.
Hey, not shucking and jiving.
Yeah.
Come on, shucking and jiving out here in the warehouse. What's our dance?
Which one? Dibbling, dabbling.
Come on, somebody. We out here in these streets. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode.
No problem. Always
I'm excited about this episode a little bit. Just a little bit. So I hope you guys are excited as well. But before we get started, of course, we got to kick it off with the K announcement. So make sure you guys do what?
Govern yourselves
accordingly. Make sure you govern yourselves accordingly. So, as you guys know, your girl got merch for sale. I got merch for sale.
Yeah.
So make sure you go and check out the K Inspire merch store to get all your merch. So your Kicking It with K, like your podcast shirts. Make sure you go check out your guiding items, because if you're not guiding, then what are you really out here doing?
What are you doing? That's a good question. I got mine. You got to go get yours. I'm actually trying to get some more.
Go get your guiding merch.
Got a little idea because I want mine exclusive.
Huh?
What? Huh?
Wait.
We'll talk about it.
Bet. So, go get your K merch. Also, with this episode, last episode, Not a B in the community joined me or whatnot. And so we know, shout outs. And she ripped the Mary K real hard, right? So she gave the K listeners a promo code. So that promo code is still good. So if you're seeing last week's episode and this week's episode, make sure you look in the description for your promo code to go get your Mary K.
Okay.
Listen.
Do they sell Mary Kay for men?
They do.
Word? What they got? We asked not to be. But yeah, so men too. I don't know what they got. I ain't never shopped it, but I'm just saying. I felt like we shouldn't be left out. So, Mary Kay, Mary J, I don't know. Mary Bob, Mary Chris, Miss. Okay.
Police never die. But they have products for everybody for your skincare. And the 1212 team for my birthday, they gave me like this gift basket with stuff in it. Y'all are like the most kindest people ever. And in there was some Mary Kay products. It was a shower gel and a hydrating lotion. So it's real good. So make sure you guys check out their promo code. Go get your Mary Kay. And that's that. Also, if you are a content creator of any kind, make sure you check out 1212 Studios, 1212 Music Inc. For all your content creation. So whether you sing, whether you write, whether you dance, whatever you do, just go check out 1212 Studios, right?
Yeah. There's a saying, man, creators gonna create.
Oof.
So if that's what you born to do, that's what you do. Come holla at us. Listen,
go check out the website 1212inc.com for more information. And I think that will conclude. I'm about to say include. That will conclude your K announcements for this episode. So, if you guys have been keeping up with the Kicking It with K podcast for this year, 2023, we have kicked it off really strong with just staying on task. Huh? Can I say that? Staying on task with topics. So the first episode was keep that same energy, and I kicked it off with my closest friend, and we talked about just staying focused. Don't let obstacles or anything deter you from getting to where you need to be. So if you're gonna start the year off high, keep that same energy. Don't let a little roadblock, stumbling block keep you from getting where you need to be. So make sure you keep that same energy. And then after that, I came back solo dolo. Your girl was out here, and I talked about them versus you. A lot of times, yeah, them versus you, right? A lot of times we put everyone first, but we never put ourselves first. So this year, making sure that you are doing some things for you and accomplishing some things that you want to accomplish, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah. I
put you
like
first.
that.
And the
Choose you
slogan for that,
this
choose
day.
you. Choose you this day.
Choose you.
Huh?
Choose you
Choose
this day.
you this day.
Can I pop in for 10 seconds?
Go ahead.
Maybe 6. I remember on the podcast previously that we did. I don't remember which one it was, but you said something. I don't know if you how you reiterated it, but it probably needs to be said at some point. Saying no to them is saying yes to you.
That part.
And I never forget that. So y'all keep that in mind as you are trying to put yourself love. Self-love is the best love. You feel me?
That part. No is a complete sentence if you guys don't know that. So no, N-O. It's okay to say no. Sometimes we don't want to say no to certain people just because who they are. But one thing that I mentioned in that episode is that, well, the them versus you episode is that when you truly do it for yourself, it hits different. So do it for you. Nike say, just do it for you. And so after that,
You don't like Nike right now though. I don't. I can say it on camera.
please don't have these people shut me down.
You're right. Just playing Nike.
Just kidding.
Yeah, we'll just cut that.
Just kidding. So
Your boy Kyrie bad though, but go ahead.
I mean, that's the world we live in, right? It's all right. Stay focused. Thank you. And so after them versus you, me and Nada B came back with the episode called "Prayer Ain't Enough." So we grew up in the church, and the first thing people want to holler when you going through something or if something happens, just pray about it. It'll be all right. Just pray. Well, prayer ain't enough. Yes, you pray about it, but there are some things you have to do after you pray to really get what you need. So just stopping at the praying ain't gonna help out, right? So that's what we talked about.
I'm glad y'all didn't have me on that one.
And did not, because
I'd have ate that one alive.
and would have. So that's why I chose Nada B. Shout outs to Nada B, aka Sergeant Shonda LeBeau.
Yeah, you chose a prayer warrior.
The prayer warrior. And she came with her resources. Like,
what? She
Nada
didn't have commentaries this.
she didn't have the commentaries, but she had her books.
Ooh.
She had her literature. She had volume 1, volume 2, and volume 3, okay?
Sheesh.
Nada B, she had like 4 different books. And all of them was centered around prayer, warfare. Like, she came ready. Like, be ye ready? Nada B was ready for this episode. But that's where we are. And so now we're coming to talk about, in this episode, R.I.P.
R.I.P. JQ. R.I.P. JQ.
Hey, R.I.P. So, rest in peace. When we hear rest in peace, we normally hear that when someone has died.
Right.
And it's just like, it has I wouldn't necessarily say a negative. It doesn't have a really good vibe to it for the most part, because like I said, we normally hear it when someone dies or like when someone dies. And I don't think it should be like that. Mm-hmm. I think that every day we should live or rest in peace, in a sense, because peace is this calmness, is this stillness that you have, and everyone needs that in their life, right? So I think we should wish everyone a rest in peace, like no matter what you go through or whatnot. So when you think about, or when you hear the word peace or the phrase rest in peace, what is something that comes to mind to you, or what do you think about?
When I hear the phrase rest in peace, of course, like you said, the first thing that is so cliche and that has been prevalent is death.
Yeah.
But for this context, does it have to be death to a person? Right.
Right.
it can be death to something or something that you lose, which is not always a bad thing.
That part.
You know what I'm saying?
That part.
The first thing that I think about coming to me, I don't know if I ever told you this, but at one point, and I still do for the most part, because it just became normal for me, right?
Okay.
But I wore nothing but black
Yeah.
for a long time, and like the people who noticed it would ask me why, and like because it's R.I.P. Rest in peace to the old me, because I was trying to change a lot of things about myself that I either A didn't like or B felt just it was just time and needed to change whether I liked it or not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Which is deep.
Yeah.
Or I ain't gonna say deep, but that's a powerful thing because there's some things about people that they like, but it's not necessary for the season that they're in.
Yeah. That is true.
Or just period. It's not a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to put away pleasures. You know what I'm saying, in order to grow. So that's the first thing that comes to me. But I like the idea you're bringing to it.
So can we pause right there before you go even further? Because I think that's a valuable nugget that we need to like really touch bases on, right?
Ooh, okay.
Touch bases, slide in that thing, right?
Tag you in.
So you said in this season, or there's some pleasures or some things that we have to like let go of or whatnot. I think that's really good to say because even like when we think about people in our lives or just different occupations, it's not meant to last forever. And I think a lot of times we kind of look at those things as long lasting. And some things in our life, will be there for forever, ever, forever, ever. But
ever.
some things is temporary. And we sometimes have a tight hold on those temporary things due to the comfort that it brings or whatever joy or pleasure it may brings. But I think that also goes to say too is that when we have different people in our lives, we gotta know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away and stuff like that, because a lot of times we're holding on to stuff and we can't move forward because of a situation, or I have this with this person, or we've been through this, or elemental P, that type vibe. So it really takes you have to be very mature to know like when to let go, when to hold on, or when to release, when to accept, that type thing. So I'm glad that you brought that point up.
Yeah. Thank you for even diving into that. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. Because I think it ties into this. Like I said, it's rest in peace because there's some things you're gonna have to let go and be at peace with it.
Hold on. I didn't think I was gonna get to this like so soon in the episode, but the last episode with me and R.I.P, I actually sidebar note for y'all that don't know, I'm in the process of writing a book, okay? And so
shouts out to you.
Thank you. But I've been going through like my Facebook memories or whatnot, and so every now and then something will pop up and I'll be like, dang, I said that or I wrote that type vibe. So on the episode with me and R.I.P, when we was talking about, I think this was the episode I talked about this quote in, or it was the one that I did by myself, them versus you. But that quote I said like 7 years ago, and I'll just restate it here, but this is not the one I want y'all to hear. But it says, never let the spirit of fear tell you can't. Stand up against it and declare you can. You will and you shall do anything your heart's desire. So that was talking about the whole fear thing, doing what's best for you. So that was in the them versus you type vibe. But anywho.
Read it one more time. Stand up against fear. Say it again.
Never let the spirit of fear tell you you can't. Stand up against it and declare you can. You will and you shall do anything your heart's desire.
What book that's in?
The book of Kayla, chapter 13, verse 2.
Galatians.
Come on, somebody. But the other quote that I want to get to, so I said that like 7 years ago, 6 years ago, around this time, I made the statement and I said, if God blocked it, don't stalk it.
Ooh. You put it on Facebook?
I did 6 years ago. I put it on Facebook. If God blocked it, don't stalk it.
Don't stalk it.
And that goes back to like what you literally just said. And like I said, I didn't think in my head that was gonna come out like then. But yeah. If God blocked it, don't stop it.
Stalk it. Stalk. STALK.
Correct.
That's dope. That's dope, man.
Don't stalk it.
I'm glad, like this is just a little tidbit. I'm glad we are having this type of platform. Right? Because everybody isn't every thought that happens, they put it on Facebook. I'm one of them people. Like I think things, and I just either I'm too busy or don't try to make time to put in. And I don't really want attention for it like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't want to be, oh, he deep or blah, blah, blah. But that's one of them things I'm glad you put out there.
Yeah.
That just I gotta apply that right now.
Yeah.
I gotta apply that right now because he blocking some things. I keep going for it, and I may just need to let it go. Don't stalk it.
Don't stalk it.
Yeah.
And we spent a lot of time doing that.
Got to be more careful.
And I said this, I think this was in the episode with Not a B. So like everything is just training. Everything is falling together. But I had saw this video on Instagram, and I don't know if I sent it to you or not, but the guy, he was just talking about 90 or 95% of people spend their life reacting to life and not living life.
Yeah.
And so it's just like that whole if God blocked it, don't stalk it type thing. If somebody did something to us or towards us, we'll be like, all right, I'm letting it go. But 2 minutes later, bless you, I'm on their Instagram page seeing what they saying or, type vibe. So like we have to find peace in just letting go of certain things.
Right. And rest in that peace.
Resting in it.
Yeah. Because the resting part is what I was going to get to earlier. The resting part, to me, insinuates or conveys the consistency portion of it, right? You ever, for example, since you brought you let them go, but you on the Instagram or whatever,
right?
You ever block somebody and then like a month later, because in your mind, they still crossed your mind. You go through those the battle of they did me this, again, it's just example purposes, right? They did me this way, so I'm letting them go because I'm mad at him.
Yeah.
That's on Monday. And on Tuesday, I wonder what he doing. And on Wednesday, I can't believe what he did.
Right.
Forget him. And then on Thursday, but I mean, because 9 times out of 10, when you're in something, job, relationship, whatever, it's not 100% bad because you wouldn't have been in the first place, right? So there's some good you can pull from it. And so resting in the peace of that tie being severed means sitting in that decision you made, and not getting back up and reverting back to it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The rest means to remain.
Come on, I will remain. Y'all know what I had church.
Lift your dirty hands and say
Come
thank
on,
you.
lift your hands. Hallelujah. But yeah, that's like really good rest to just
take that deep breath and let it and stay there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Rest implies again the consistency, and it also implies, in my opinion, um the mental. I love to use this word when I'm coaching or teaching people. The mental fortitude to like direct your mind somewhere else. A lot of times the mental portion of it is a battle you really can't win.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you wrestle with that thing long enough, it's gonna get you.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't wrestle with it. Take a break. Rest.
Don't wrestle, rest.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the word for
Don't
somebody.
wrestle, rest. I ain't even mean to do that, but that's how it came out. I'm flowing in the anointing. Y'all better catch it.
Come on. Step in.
Yeah, jump in. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Better touch base with this thing. Yeah, don't wrestle with it. Rest in it.
Yeah, that's really good.
Appreciate that, Coach K.
Thank you for sharing. I appreciate that.
My pleasure. That one was for free. What you think of me and you though? You asked me, I'm gonna ask you. I know I'm the co-host. I'm just here being your guest. But what does it resonate for you?
So
I want to hear. Interesting.
Interesting. Listen, I'm getting sidetracked. My ADHD kicking in.
Squirrel.
Squirrel. There's a ladybug over there, and it keep moving. It's on the speaker. It went flying and everything. Okay, focus.
Ladybugs are good luck, so they say.
Not if they smell like what they smell like. Random. Do you guys know what ladybugs smell like? If you do not know,
Google it.
Google what does ladybug smell like.
You might can ask Siri. You think Siri will read the first thing that pop up?
You want to ask her?
Ask Siri, see what happened.
Hey Siri. What does ladybug smell like?
She can be like, I found this here.
She actually pulled up something. Ew. This ain't even the one that we saw. That's nasty.
Oh.
Do the stanky leg.
Fluid in their leg joints.
That's nasty. Anywho, y'all go and Google what does ladybug smell like and let us know your reaction or what you think. Random entertainment for real. But for me, resting in peace means really just, again, kind of like what you stated, but just being okay with the decisions that you make, whether it is letting go, or whether it's inviting something new. Just being satisfied or confident in that. Especially like with the whole letting go thing, because again, when we hear rest in peace or R.I.P, it's normally like when someone has passed away, and when someone dies, they're not coming back, type vibe. Right. So it's like you gotta be somewhat okay with just letting go, knowing that there's gonna be a new normal. So that benefits of resting in peace, there becomes a new normal with that, because I think even with the pandemic, we got so stuck in doing stuff one way, and we seen a lot of that due to the line of work that we're in, dealing with churches and businesses. A lot of people wasn't doing Facebook Live or wasn't heavy on social media like that. A lot of things died out because the innovation wasn't there. So now everyone is trying to, get back to a sense of normality. But it will never be what it was before.
Yeah, it's definitely, like you said, a new normal. I love to hear people say, I'm old school. You know what I'm saying?
What does old school mean?
What does it mean? And does it even matter anymore?
At this point,
like certain things have changed.
Yeah.
And there is no going back. Like I was thinking about this yesterday. I don't know who I was having this conversation with. I think at the airport. We were having this it was at the airport having the conversation with this dude, man. And we was talking about how where he was from, somewhere in California, but somewhere in like a few cities, California or state, something, they're mandated in a few years that they're getting rid of gasoline cars. Every car got to be electric. Now, how they gonna weed it out? I think they're gonna stop the sale of them or stop the production of them, something like that. But that's like, first thing came to my mind was the Jetsons.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the first thing that came to my mind. Like, yo, we here.
We made it.
We are here.
We made it.
And so he was trying to remember his name. I see his face. I'm gonna make a shout out to him. But anyways, whenever I remember your name, I'm gonna shout you out.
Shout outs to you still though.
Right. He's a mechanic.
Uh-huh.
Well, he loves to. That's a hobby for him. Just like he's one of them guys that keep an old car on the side just to fix it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? One of them type guys. So in his mind, like that is so wrong. It's so detrimental. Like forget the reasons for doing it. Environment. He just mad. He want to shoot whoever started this whole thing. Like Elon Musk, he hate him.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
My God.
Like why? You know, what's the sense of making an electric car? You got to charge it and ain't nothing wrong with good old American muscle type thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, you know, I feel him. You want to hear the when you crank the car. But he is not resting in peace in this
Push
thing.
pause. He want to hear the what?
And he don't want it to be artificial. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, so that was just, you know, one of the things about things changing and the new normal has to set in. And like, yeah, some stuff you gonna have to rest in it. Like, you ain't got no choice.
Right.
You can wrestle with it if you want to. It's gonna whoop your ass. Like,
and will. And like you said, you gotta like literally sit in it.
Yeah.
You gotta sit in it. And most times it may not be the most prettiest thing you sit in, but at least for that moment, it's something you got to deal with. Like, you can't avoid it at all. Yeah. And even if you try to avoid it, it's going to hunt you. Like,
it's going to stalk you.
Huh? Mm-hmm. Like, you got to handle it. And I think as a people in general, that's one thing that we struggle with is like really sitting in stuff. A lot of times we like to sweep stuff up under the rug and be like, I'll deal with it later. And when later comes, you know, so
I this past weekend, you know, I went to Dallas for my son's tournament, right? And I ended up coaching. Wasn't expecting to coach.
Shout out to your son.
Oh yeah. Hey. Shout out to you, Amari, Superman Jr. That's my guy. Yeah, so I ended up coaching, you know, or coaching some of the kids. One of the things I told them, we like don't underestimate your ability to adapt. Right? I was talking to a bunch of 11-year-old kids at that point.
Yeah.
As far as like on the football field, we may tell you this, or you know, the standard thing is to do this, but you have to be able to make adjustments. Right. So don't underestimate your ability to adapt. And as humans, that's literally one of the best traits that we have is our species, right? Like scientifically. Yeah. We adapt. The way God made us is to, you know what I'm saying, be able to adapt to different environments and all that kind of stuff. So that's one of the things you kind of have to keep in mind when you're forced to change.
Yeah.
Or when you've been forced to be a part of change that's around you. You just gotta adapt with it. I think
like even with that, being ahead of the game, because like you said,
having foresight.
Exactly. We have to adapt, and we know that living in this world, the earth is constantly spinning, you know?
Yeah.
So if the world is constantly spinning, everything is constantly changing, and we have to kind of just get in our heads to think ahead and understand, okay, so if this doesn't work out, I'm in this position. If this doesn't work out, I need to have a backup plan, or I need to be thinking about this later on down the line. mind. In school, they teach you to set like your 1 year goal, your 5 year goal, your 10 year goal type vibe, like plan it out the best of your ability. And I think like we really have to like do that. Don't get into a position to where you have to be forced out of it, and once you're forced out of it, you don't have nothing to do. So now you're standing there looking stuck and goofy.
Like one of the things you said earlier, I can't remember what it was now that I'm trying to bring it up. But anyways, though, the maturity portion. You were talking about the maturity portion. So, and being okay with whatever decision you make. All right. That struck the thought of leadership. Just period with people. And not necessarily you leading other people, but leading your own life. Yeah. Self-leading self, right? Yeah. And I think these are good points to put up under that umbrella of self-leading yourself. All right. Another thing came up in saying this when you were talking about it. As a leader, you have to be okay with the decisions you make. Make the decision, live with it, whether it works or it doesn't. Successful or unsuccessful. Learn from it, right? A lot of times there is a thought, though, tying into what you just said, that there is no plan B. It's only plan A. You just be determined enough to figure out how to reach your goal, right? That's one of those, depending on what perspective you're looking at it from. But what I wanted to bring out of this was there's a difference between resting and being, not what you think I'm going to say.
I got excited. Because I
was ready. Rest, but don't become stagnant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Rest, but don't become stagnant. People, like you said, you have to be able to have the foresight. Always be prepared for a change.
Right.
Always be looking at trends, especially nowadays. Like things change so quick.
And do.
You know what I'm saying? And so, like you said in the there's so many thoughts going through my mind. I'm gonna condense them. Like you said earlier, what we do, like in our profession, working with churches and businesses and stuff before the pandemic. I was already telling cats, like, looking at the trends. Look at how mobile the world is right now. Right. Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, everywhere. They put it in your cars. There's a reason for this, right? Churches, go ahead, start having mobile giving. You know how many people argue that?
Listen, Giveify.
You know what I'm saying?
The website.
I'm like, look, when the last time you used cash at Walmart? So why you want church folk to bring you cash?
People barely carry cash.
Right.
It's all on the debit card.
Simple stuff.
Or your phone, because you don't even need debit cards no more.
You don't. And so it's like if the world is shifting to that, I'm not telling you, I'm not just stressing church needs. This is just an example. So church folk don't be getting all messed up.
Careful.
But like there are certain trends that you just have to pay attention to and look at the bigger picture with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so as a person leading yourself, right? Rest but still adapt. And I know that can be a blurred gray area. You know what I'm saying? Well, am I supposed to sit in it or am I supposed to just do blah, 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 blah? You know what I'm saying? Have the foresight, the maturity, right? The discernment, okay, on what to let go.
Yeah.
Let go of, what to be okay with letting go of, and what to attach yourself to in the next season.
Right.
Right? Because normal has changed. How do you move differently? Right?
How you moving?
How do you move differently?
How you moving?
And rest in that moment. Like, rest isn't forever in every situation.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That is so true.
It's a cycle. It's a cycle. You're supposed to rest every night and get back up and do something different again.
The circle of life.
You did. Ha, see what see my la. How much you did la?
Huh?
Himayana.
What they say?
Don't worry about it. Keep going.
What they say?
Rewind. Back to our regular scheduled program.
I'm careful. But y'all, he wasn't gonna say it, but there is a difference between knowing
Knowing
and
and
doing.
doing.
And that goes apart with just resting in that peace as well. You know what it is that you need to do. You know what it is that you need to let go of. You know what it is, what your next step is. Go ahead and do it.
And if you don't know, rest and figure it out.
How about to sing a song?
What you finna say?
The Kurt Franklin song. Now if you don't know, now you know.
Oh.
What? How they go?
If you don't know, now you know.
Glory,
I hear
glory.
Biggie. I hear Biggie when I heard that. But do you want a revolution?
Do you want a revolution?
Woo woo.
Yeah, that part.
Even that song was about a different normal.
Listen, do you want a revolution?
And the revolution will be televised.
What channel?
This channel right here, Facebook,
Listen, phones
Instagram.
are everywhere. Like, y'all gotta be careful. Y'all just don't know. Y'all gotta be careful out here because people will catch everything. You
What
think
you
they
talking
ain't?
about? Like, and it be killing me. Like, what even made you think to pull your phone out now?
Right,
Like,
at this
why are
given
you?
moment.
Yeah, it's a problem happening. Instead of you thinking solve, you thinking let me stand back and record, bro. Man, I'm gonna reference this. I promise you. Get this. This is my soapbox because it's hurt me as a father and as a coach.
Yeah.
At the game or at the tournament, man, this kid from New York, it was a lot of stuff going on in the game, but make the long story short, the two guys hit helmet to helmet, and it jarred one of them's neck.
Ooh.
And he just laid there motionless for like that game was stopped for like 45 minutes. And a lot of times in the hype of the moment, adults and whatever, you just don't think, you don't even want to think the worst.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I saw this happen. You want to consider concussion, you want to consider paralysis, like all this. But people pulled out their phones. Like, just recording this kid on the ground.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, put your phone up. You don't tell me what to do with my phone. Like, it ain't even about what to do with your phone.
The situation.
This ain't what you record on a 10-year-old on the ground. Yeah, that really had me hot, man. But yeah, your people phones be everywhere.
Yeah, you gotta understand that there is a time and a place for everything,
Yeah.
and you don't always have to record everything. And we ain't gonna be on this subject long, but we're gonna
we gonna rest
keep
in
going
this
forward and not. But like people, again, goes back to that 90 to 95% of people spend their lives reacting to life instead of living.
Yeah,
it's just like going to a concert. And you got your phone out the whole concert recording instead of enjoying the moment,
concert, yeah.
And it's just like you may only get to see that person once in a lifetime or however, and you want to spend that time recording. Like, enjoy it. Like, you pay all this money for this seat. You done walked all the way up here to this stadium.
Yeah.
In your outfit.
Yeah.
Enjoy the moment. So rest in peace. Enjoy the moments. What else did we talk about?
We talked about a lot. We deep dive everything.
We did. This has been great conversation. I really appreciate you for coming and having this conversation with me. I don't think I would have picked anybody else to have this conversation.
I appreciate that, Coach K.
That's like for real.
It means a lot to the heart right there. Means a lot to the heart. Yeah,
so thank you for doing that. Thank you for being you. Shout outs to you. For real.
Appreciate that.
Shout outs to you.
I'm gonna be me.
Of course, be you, because nobody can do you better than you, boo.
Sure can't.
Period.
Even the ones who try.
Listen.
Ching. See if I can find that effect on the video.
You can be copied, but never duplicated. There's only one you in this world. So live life. Do you. Rest.
And be at peace.
Be at peace.
Don't be restless.
Please don't.
Be at peace, man.
Be at peace.
Can we define what peace is
Okay.
before we
You want
close?
Webster? Let's see.
Yeah, let's define what peace is, because there's going to be that is a thing. You ever had somebody tell you something? I can't think of an example right now, but tell you something, and then when you be like, okay, cool, but then like, well, really, what does that mean? You know what I'm saying? When we say be at peace, what really does that mean? So you can pull up
Huh?
Webster, and then I have my own. So what does it say? Free. You gonna read it? I'm gonna read it. You pull up on your phone. What you got?
I was gonna let you read.
You want me to read it?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Read.
Yeah. And God said, in the beginning, Shawty ain't got no mic. She in the back of the church. Only reason she reading it because she found the verse first.
Stop right there.
They don't even tell you to stop. They just jump in. Look what he says. Look what he says.
I'm weak. Go ahead, closest read.
All right, so the first one says freedom from disturbance, tranquility. Second noun, a state or period in which there is no war or a war has ended. What is a verb? Leave? What? The verb of peace is leave.
Interesting.
That's interesting for real. It's right here. I wish you can like pan to this. The verb of peace is leave. I'm looking dead at it. You see with your own eyes.
Let's screenshot this and we're gonna put it in the
Yeah, do that right now.
in the video.
So yeah, peace, freedom from disturbance was the first definition. From what they say, I like to look at peace closer to, I think, the second or third definition about the cease of war. All right, we're gonna replace the word war with a struggle or a battle. We talked about earlier. You know what I'm saying? Just the battle that's in your mind.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Or even if it's not in your mind, because there's other places, but just peace to me is when you don't have to, I guess, like I said, wrestle. You don't have to debate with yourself about something. You know what I mean? So when we talk about resting in the peace of wherever you are, or the next season you're in, or whatever you need to let go, or whatever you need to gain, whatever the transition is, whatever you have to rest in peace in, you're fully at peace when it doesn't bother you, when it's not a trigger anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? When you're not saying, oh man, I really should have.
Yeah.
Oh man, I wish I would have. I mean, I'm all right though, but until you can honestly not say that, you're not at peace with it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You at peace when I forgot all about that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's peace.
Yeah. And don't try to fake it either, because a lot of times people will ask you, you good? You all right? And our best answer is, I'm okay. Knowing darn well you ain't all right.
Yeah. But sometimes I get that though, 'cause I do it all the time. First of all, the you good, those two words going together, especially in our culture, can mean 90 million different things.
That is true, depending on your tone.
The tone of voice,
your demeanor.
everything, the situation, like the location where you at, like what street you on. You know what I'm saying? If you on presidential, you good may mean something different than when you on MLK.
Exactly.
Like, you know, so you good, but then depending on the person, like half the time I don't even trust people enough to just pour out what I'm like, because if you say you're not good, there's a whole conversation that comes out of that.
Yeah, that is true.
You know what I'm saying? We might not even have time to get into it. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then here's the thing. If I say I'm not good, you be like, oh, okay, cool. I'll be like, the hell? You don't care? What you asked for then, player? You know what I mean?
Right.
So I kind of get that part. But in the right intimate setting with somebody that you trust, if you have that open door or that space with someone and they genuinely care, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Take it. take it. And if you don't have anybody in your circle that you have that space with, just find you a therapist or somebody until somebody, God naturally sends you somebody. You know what I'm saying?
That
Yeah.
part.
Because I'm a witness. You can't hold everything. It'll kill you.
Don't do it.
It'll kill you.
Don't do it. Well, again, thank you, closest friend, for coming on to have this episode. Well, to have this conversation with me. Again, I truly, truly appreciate it. So let's go ahead and wrap this up. Let's go ahead and do our shout outs and then we're gonna close this thing out. So shout outs to
I thought you already knew you were going to shout out before we started shout outs.
okay.
Shout out to you and you and you and to all of y'all who listen. Shout out to the ones that heard this podcast today and it moved your heart. And you're going to go discover and pinpoint those things. You're going to diagnose those things that you need to let go and be okay with.
Yeah.
Shout out to you.
Shout outs to y'all.
Because that takes strength and maturity.
It does. And if this episode bless you in any kind of way, make sure to share this with how many people they need to share it with.
I need you to share it with anybody that you think can benefit from this. Whether it be 1 or 100. And don't just you can share on social medias and all that good stuff. Literally take the link, send it to that person, text them. You know what I'm saying? Hey, bro, girl, go to timestamp such and such and such. This was for you. Or this, girl. You know how y'all do. However that looks. That's what I need you to do. I'm not going to put a number on it.
But make sure you share this. Again, shout outs to all of you all the Kicking It with K listeners. Again, last year we made the mark for the 20% most shared globally for podcasting. So shout outs to y'all for sharing. Keep sharing. Keep sharing. Sharing is caring, and someone needs to hear what is being said on this platform from myself, my different co-hosts that I have on. We be up here, we kiki ha ha, but at the end of the day, we be out here with some good stuff.
I guess we do,
We got good stuff.
I guess we do.
Our stuff is good.
Okay, keep going. So, before that goes left, anybody who mind went there, we're going to pray for y'all too. Okay?
Rest in it.
Woo.
Yeah, so shout outs to y'all. Again, shout outs to 1212 Music Inc., 1212 Studios, where this podcast is being shot and produced. Is that the right way to say that?
Yeah.
Okay, because when I be saying it, I be feeling like I'm saying it real wrong.
No, you really right.
Oh,
shot right here in the warehouse studio space.
And produce.
Then, go back there in the control room. We producing, go back there, edit, we're going to do. Boom.
Okay, bet. So shout outs to 1212 Studios. Shout outs to the staff of 1212. You guys are awesome.
For sure. Hey, yo, shout out to Josie.
Listen. Yeah. So Josie is new on the team, okay? And Josie has been a breath of fresh air. She's young and she's one of those that just want to learn and just to see the glow on her face. It definitely makes a difference. So shout outs to Josie. She got a YouTube channel, so go check her out. She just recently did a cover to Prince, I Would Die For You. And when I tell you, the girl is out here. So she out here with us. Y'all in there, we out here, and we the we. So Y'all go check out Josie. I'll put her information. Can we put it on the screen? Can we do that?
Yeah, we can drop it in there.
All right, it'll be right here.
Josie Joe.
Josie, aka Jody.
Right.
Who else? I think. I really don't have nobody else to shout out. Shout out to again y'all for just being who you are. Walking in. If you don't take anything else from this episode, find your peace. Rest in peace. You should have peace daily. Every day we have different battles that we face, different things that come up. But in the midst of it all, find your peace. Your peace means a lot. At the end of the day, you don't want to go to bed with the weight of the world on your shoulders. You want to sleep at night. I don't know about y'all, but I like to sleep at night and take me a nap during the day. If taking you a nap during the day means you getting your peace, please do it. Don't let nobody tell you can't take a nap.
Ooh, something else just
What is it?
dropped in the noggin about this peace thing. Because we keep saying find the peace. Right? As in there's something we got to do to get there.
Right.
To search for it or to, whatever.
I just burped. You heard it.
I did, but we ain't have to. Oh my God. And how you say it? But one of the factors that determine your peace, right? I'm gonna say two things. We're gonna focus on one of them though. Your environment, like your atmosphere, which is your surroundings, right?
Yeah.
And your circle of people.
Ooh.
And right now, we can put it on episode 2, however. Your circle of people is going to be, it's bigger than like, who do you let go or whatever. Because you may be on a job or there may be some people that you just can't avoid at this point in time. Right? And there also may be some people that you're choosing to keep in close proximity to you.
Yeah.
And those people are causing you not to be in peace, not to be able to rest. So you may have to be shifting some positions in your life. You know what I'm saying? Anybody play video games? Me and my son play, right? Like, we go to the depth chart. Like, this quarterback ain't doing what I need him to do. Let me put somebody else in that position.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you can't fix the person, fix the person. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Make sure you evaluate the roles people play in your life. Hell, let's go in order. Evaluate the people in your life.
Yeah.
Evaluate the proximity, how close they are to you. Evaluate after that the role and the reason that they are there. Right? That will help you be able to rest in peace later on down the line, because you already established. I met Bob, okay, but I already know with my maturity and my discernment and my prayer and whatever words, my whatever, Bob is going to be seasonal. It's no offense to Bob.
Right.
But the role Bob plays in my life, I already know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so don't attach so deep to Bob. Because when you got to let go of Bob, you ain't mad at it. All right, Bob, appreciate you for doing what you're supposed to do in this season.
Yeah.
Whether it's loving me, hating me, whatever. Business, money, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
That's real good. And I'm going to say this, and we ain't going to hold you long because this probably going to turn into part 2 of this, because we can definitely dive deep into it. But you have to think about life as a book. So, like, you have
I know where you're going.
This book, your life, the book of life. You put your name to it, right?
Is it the Lamb's book? Okay, we ain't got to worry about the lamb. It's the goats.
Roll call.
Here.
Present. But like, you have this book, it's your life, and you have chapters in this book. in those chapters, you have sentences, you have paragraphs, and every chapter will not have the same character. You are your main character, so that's going to stay the same.
When you went deep, okay.
You're gonna be the main character, but everybody else, they're gonna switch out from time to time. Just because you in my chapter 1, you may not be in chapter 3, but you may come back later down the line in chapter 15 somewhere, but only for a paragraph, type vibe. So like, you have to be very cautious of that, the roles and positions of where people are in your life, and don't feel like you gotta make everybody a leading role in your life, because everybody don't deserve a lead role. So just be careful with that.
Wow, girl, you said that, coach.
We're gonna go ahead and close this episode out, and we'll come back with part 2, and we can talk about all of that. In that
man.
In that. So
shout out to my circle. It ain't a lot, but if I start naming names, I forget somebody, and then we ain't gonna get that.
Don't do that. Charges to his head and not his heart.
Shout out to my circle. You know who you are.
Shout outs to y'all. But kings and queens, thank you so much for coming and kicking it with your girl and her closest friend for this episode of Kicking It with Kay. But until next time, make sure you go subscribe to the YouTube channel, share this with whomever you need to share it with, and come back for another episode. But until then, we out.
We out.